dude, did you record him Panda doing the
Yeah, we definitely got it. Yep.
Dude, open up with that.
One small step for man, one giant leap for mankind.
What is going on, guys? Thank you so much for coming back to Cobra TV, and this is the Friday night subcast. And I'm glad that you guys could join us tonight. This is Stardate 71919. And joining me on the show, as always, the amazing co-host, Sword88. Well, you're not Sword88 anymore, just Sword.
What's up, guys? How is everybody doing tonight?
I'm doing good. I'm doing very good. My camera's broke. Hang on, guys. Wait, we got some problems.
I'll get his camera, guys.
Tech support! Uh-oh. We'll get it. Oh, I love Nine Inch Nails Pyramid 7. Ooh.
Awesome.
I'll fix the camera. Hang on a second. Give me just a quick second. But how's everybody out there doing? It's been a good week since we've been on the show. We were able to see Snow Obsidian get taken down. Isn't that right, Snow?
Oh, yeah.
Indeed. By the champion of chaos. You know who you are. I know who you are. And I will find you. And I will kill you. Just messing, man. Anyway, yeah, I was taken down by the champion of chaos on Sunday, July 14th.
That's right. He remembers the day. Where were you when Snow Obsidian was taken down? I was asleep. I was asleep slobbering on my pillow when he got taken down.
Man, you should have been there.
We got Ghost Fixer in the chat saying, been a while since I've been here during the intro. LOL. Oh, Zio Lacey. I think I pronounced that right. Thank you so much for subscribing, bud, and for joining the cult of the Atlas. We are so happy to have you here, Zio Lacey. Whatever. I messed it up.
It's Friday.
Yes, it's Friday. Hope everybody's having a good Friday. I hope you had a great Friday. I took the fam out to eat, and we ate in public and gave the public something interesting to see because we were just a mess of awesome people. We just every place we go, we act like we're home.
The Cobra Family Fun Night.
Yeah, imagine us going out to eat. That's crazy. But tonight we're going to talk a little bit about some stuff that's happening around in our community and things like that. But the biggest portion of this show is going to rely heavily on people calling in and talking about whatever you want to talk about. We just got done doing the convergence, celebrating No Man's Sky's birthday, singing happy birthday. We had the cake. We had a lot of great times, a lot of great people. We had Ray Rod on. One of the biggest things I want to talk about that sticks out in my mind. We had a Discord full of 40 or 50 people. Imagine this, 40 or 50 people, and we went down one by one, asking, what would you like to say about No Man's Sky, about the community, about Hello Games? Go ahead. And we went through every single person, and everybody stayed quiet and let the others talk. I was amazed by that, weren't you?
I was very amazed by it, but big shout out to all you guys that called in during the convergence, and much thanks to you for the respect and generosity you shown to everybody in that Discord call.
Most definitely. So a lot of people did some pretty amazing streams, so I hope everybody went by and checked out the other convergence streams that were going on those 3 days. It's been fun. I'm getting some reports of people getting a small update on PS4 for No Man's Sky. Yeah, there's been people, I don't know if this is some kind of meme that's going around, but a lot of people are saying, hey, I had a 400 megabyte update for No Man's Sky. It's really small. So I wonder what that's about, and I wonder if anybody else out there has seen anything like that happen. Guys, look, we are really close.
And they're the PlayStation Network just crashed for like 83 people just turning on their PlayStations right now.
Yeah, right.
I got to turn on my PS4 right now and check No Man's Sky because this looks something worth looking into.
Oh, right. Man. So I don't know if it's a meme or if it's something that some people are actually experiencing or not. I don't know. I'm not confirming it. But as far as Beyond is concerned, guys, look, we don't have much summer left, and so that small window of release date is closing. Getting smaller, and smaller.
I'm excited. You excited?
I'm definitely excited. Yeah, we're getting close. I would say we're at any day to any week that we're going to get a reveal for number 3, and a trailer, which is what I cannot wait to get my hands on. Is the trailer. So Zane's World just checked. He says Cobra TV just checked PC, Steam, backend. No update to experimental or public or hidden on PC end. Okay. Dave Langer in the chat saying there was a PS4 system update. Oh, maybe that's what people are. Maybe some people are just like, maybe No Man's Sky is like the only game that they have, because I guarantee there's somebody out there like that, where it's the only thing that's installed. So anytime the PlayStation updates, they probably think it's No Man's Sky updating. I don't know.
I think one of the best April
6.72.
I think one of the best April Fool's joke I ever seen was one of the guys on the Amino copy pasted an update for No Man's Sky on their PlayStation and took a screen capture and posted it up and said they were getting an update next update back in April on April Fool's. Man, everybody was losing their mind because it wasn't updating for them.
Oh, I bet. Let's see. I want to get.
He lost his train of thought.
There we go. No, I was trying to move a window over. I haven't gotten like really good and skilled at moving windows over. So before we get into this, I do want to thank everyone that has subscribed to the Patreon, the Cobra TV Patreon. I want to thank you so much. We have a show that's called Cobra TV and Chill. And that is a show where you guys force me to watch a movie or series, whether it's something you like or whether it's something that you think is bad and cringy, and you want to force me to watch it. So I'll watch it, and then me and my wife will podcast and talk about that movie in a podcast form. What we just got done watching is the documentary on Bob Lazar. I'm pretty sure everybody knows who Bob Lazar is. So me and my wife are going to be doing a podcast on that documentary, and we also watched the Joe Rogan interview with Bob Lazar as well. So that's going to be the next one that's going up here in a couple of days. But I do want to thank everybody who has who's part of that Patreon page. You guys are amazing. Thank you. And everybody else is amazing too. People come by just chatting. Thank you guys. What I do want to talk about is I just want to make it a little bit more real about oops, wrong button. About the survey.
So many buttons, he's bound to touch the wrong one.
About the surveys. If you guys remember this, you guys remember that. So
the surveys, here they come.
Survey says the enhancements to underwater exploration. So if we go back and we take a look, we took this survey before Abyss came out. And then Hello Games came out and said, thank you for helping us prioritize our roadmap. So shortly after we took this survey, we ended up getting what is called Abyss. One of the things that's on that roadmap is called enhancements to underwater exploration. And this is Abyss, explore the terrors of the deep, and the Abyss update, introducing new aquatic environments with over 5 times more variety, varied creature behaviors, improved underwater visuals, and much more. I think that lines up beautifully with enhancements to underwater exploration. And then we ended up getting Visions. And Visions says, discover a more varied, more diverse universe in the Visions update, introducing new planetary biomes, more colorful worlds, new fauna and flora, archaeology, salvaging, and much more. And survey says, stranger, more varied planets. I believe 100%. Look at Plo 617. Not again. I'm not going to spend too much time on this. And that aligns almost just perfectly. Now look at the rest of this. VR support. Yeah, they told us about that. Larger multiplayer lobbies. No Man's Sky Online. Replace orbs with full character models. No Man's Sky Online. We've seen more depth and variety to NPCs. We've seen them walking. So that's going to be in Beyond as well. Guys, the only thing on this list that's not accounted for is base building. More base building depth. You realize that's the only thing that's on here. Now, I know that there's going to be a lot more than just this. Think about, think about with Beyond. I mean, No Man's Sky VR. No Man's Sky VR has all this new stuff where you can interact with your inventory systems a lot differently, more intuitive. It's all different. You got different animations. You know, you can look at your hand and bring up some inventory options and stuff like that. There's a lot packed into just VR as well. And think of everything that's packed into No Man's Sky Online. Tons of stuff that is going to be like bullet points of all kinds of features and all kinds of things that go into No Man's Sky Online. So,
you know, it'd be really cool.
What's that, buddy?
Is if putting building in VR into perspective, you could hold up your right hand, select your base building part by either swiping up while holding the trigger button, and swiping left or right to select the item. That'd be pretty cool, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's what I'm thinking that they might do in VR. That'd be pretty cool.
Yeah.
Kind of like almost like in Dreams. If anyone has played that.
No, I haven't gotten into my hands into Dreams just yet. Not just yet, but another thing that is interesting is there's a couple things that I want to talk about. Here is I'm going to go over some things from the community that I've been kind of like saving and just checking out in general. But this is Drizzle Ditch. This reminds me of the old buildings that we've seen and the pre-launch footage that we do not have yet in No Man's Sky. You remember those big buildings? Those towers?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Well, I made a couple attempts to build those once before. And not since next, though. I gave up because I'm not a good builder like everybody else. But Drizzle Ditch has captured and built something very similar to those big giant buildings that not buildings but towers that had like the landing pads on them and everything that we just never got with No Man's Sky. And he's made it himself, and this is just absolutely amazing. I just wanted to kind of share it with everybody, and I will go ahead and put the link in the chat for everybody else so that way you could go by, give him some Cobra love.
Oh yeah. That is an awesome build too, man.
Sure is. So let's see if we can skip through this and get, I think towards the end. I mean, he goes into the interior quite a bit. So there's a lot to the interior, and this thing goes up way, way high into the sky. But I want to get like a nice, good aerial view of it from the outside, and I think that's here towards the end. This thing is just absolutely amazing.
Indeed.
Here we go. Right here.
They're definitely going to have to expand the base building.
Oh yeah. Look at that.
I know how broad the base building got after Atlas Rises, between Atlas Rising and Next. And if they apply the same scale to the base building in Beyond, it is going to be amazing.
Mm-hmm. Thank you, Dave Langer. Thank you. But yeah, I thought that this was a really cool looking base. I'd like to show everybody. Dave Langer is a really cool guy, and this is a really cool build. If you guys think of anything while I'm showing some of this stuff, just by all means, just jump right in front of me. Another thing,
watching space build.
Another thing that I would like to bring attention to is this is the heat map of all of the black holes that was discovered for Euclid Galaxy by the Cult of the Atlas. So this is what it looks like. All of you guys who were documenting black holes for the contest and after. I think this might be before and after. This is 2,062 black holes that have been mapped out by the Black Hole Suns project, and that's a lot. Look at that.
Another thing.
How am I hearing myself?
Oh, there's Yahucha.
Oh, look, we got Yahucha in the chat. Yahucha, what's up, buddy?
Not much. How you guys doing?
Doing pretty good, man. I heard myself on the radio. I'm like, what? Why? Well, look at me. I said radio.
Oh, yeah. I don't have it playing in my house, so it wasn't me, I promise. I've got your video playing on my screen, but it's muted. I
see.
Discord. I just wanted to hop in. Wanted to say thanks for putting the convergence together and hosting a good chunk of it. And thank you for being the heartbeat and the central nexus of the No Man's Sky community. Keeping everybody together. Man. No problem.
Thank you, Yahucha. Thank you for what you've done as well, man. I do appreciate it.
No problem. It's my pleasure. You deserve it, man.
Thank you, buddy.
And guys, I went ahead and linked the video from Drizzle Ditch on that TekNAXE Incorporated post or video he done in the Discord, guys. Let's see if we can do a little bit better than 29 likes on that, or 29 views on that video tonight.
Oh yeah, yeah. Go pay him a visit, guys. He's a really cool dude, man. I think he's like a book illustrator in real life, and he does a lot of book illustrating for No Man's Sky. Like, you got to see his work. It's just great, really great stuff. But yeah, what did you think of our happy birthday singing, Yahucha?
I actually missed that part. I don't know which. Was that the second day of the 3?
No, it was the third day.
Oh, that's weird. I missed the earlier part of the third day. That's why you probably noticed I was in there like on the tail end. So I missed the song, but I'll have to go back and listen to it.
Yeah, it was pretty horrible. I think there was like 40 of us singing "Happy Birthday," and we broke Discord.
Yeah,
and if you ever wondered what it sounded like when Korvax Prime was destroyed by the Gek.
Oh my gosh.
That's probably what it sounded like. You know when Obi-Wan Kenobi said it was like a million voices cried out in pain and were suddenly silenced?
Yes.
Right? That's what it was like. That's this.
Okay, I'll have to go back and listen to that.
Yeah, it's horrible. And what's really bad is you can hear me clear. Like, my voice is nice and clear. It's not gurgly like everybody else's was. And I didn't realize that. Otherwise, I probably would have sang a little bit better.
Jeez. That's too funny. Hey, did Sean or anybody from Hello Games ever pop in for a moment or not?
No.
Yeah. I guess they're staying true to their true
other than someone with a Sean Murray soundbox or whatever it's called.
Yeah, somebody had a soundboard of Sean Murray, and they were trying to act like, because people kept coming into the Discord and it kept saying Sean Murray, and we're like, Sean Murray here. So right before I sang Happy Birthday, I was really like stressed out, like looking in the chat, like, is he here? Let me see. No, I don't think so. And all of a sudden you hear Sean go, "Hi guys," and I'm like, whoa, is that Sean?
Oh my god! Well played to whoever that was.
Exactly.
Wow. So I did want to say, Ray. I did listen to the part where Ray Rod was talking about everything he's done, and just like you, my jaw was dropping. I couldn't believe what I was hearing, and I'm really excited to see that.
Yeah. Oh, look at that. J-Spot J in the chat saying, "I sang and I was only watching." Very cool. Lost my train of thought. Okay, so yeah, that's the heat map there of the black holes that you guys have mapped out. And for what you guys did to give the Galactic Hub a run for their money, to make them scramble around to try and make sure they beat us, got to hand it to you guys. You guys did a great job. And there's nothing wrong with the Galactic Hub. They're just bigger than us. A lot bigger than the Cult of the Atlas. And you guys did for good for being such a small, brand new Civ. I mean, are we small? I don't think we're small. I think we're pretty big, but...
They have approximately 700 members. We have how many?
Like 500 or 600.
Still.
Hey, do you know how many of those 500 or 600 are on the PC version?
I don't know, but we have like a census. Not everybody's like signed up to that census, but people are labeled on there for their PC, PS4, or Xbox. But you know what? We could do like a big post to call out any PC members and Xbox members, because we know a lot of us are PS4. So what we could do is try and get people to chime in to say whether they're on PC or Xbox.
I think that if we get cross-platform play with Beyond, a lot of people, like myself included, will become much more involved with the community, because right now it feels kind of lonely.
Yeah.
Knowing that most people are on PS4 is just like, it's kind of a bummer.
Well, isn't it supposed to be lonely? I mean, that's how it all started, right?
Sure. Yeah, but I enjoy it more with other people instead of being alone all the time.
Right, and the Earth started out being lonely. You know, we were all separated. There were very few humans, but after we started breeding like bunnies and getting smarter, we wanted to do what? We wanted to be with each other. So we all moved together to be closer. And I think that's like a human drive, is to not be alone. And I really think that that's the echoing result of No Man's Sky. The fact that we were there to be alone, but the human drive to want to seek out others, I think, is what won in No Man's Sky. Because we are forming civilizations, hubs, and we are trying to find each other in this vast galaxy universe. And I think that's the end result here. And I think that's why it's so important that No Man's Sky Online's coming.
Yeah. Do you think that No Man's Sky Online will include cross-platform?
I really hope so, but I'm not banking on it, because that's a big thing that you don't see happening with too many games. But with No Man's Sky spreading out to every platform, PC, Xbox, PS4, maybe, just maybe, I would like to see it happen.
Yeah. Okay.
We have to bang on Sony's doors and bring cross-platform to No Man's Sky. Let them do it.
On the stream, guys, we have, speaking of like Xbox and PC, I came across this post. I want to kind of try and help this guy out. He's on Xbox, and I know we're mostly PC and PS4 over here, but I do know there's a couple of you Xbox guys in here. We got like Kickyfoot is Xbox. There is a traveler that's looking for people to play. Another person who probably has experienced the game alone, and now he doesn't want to be alone anymore. And he's looking for people to play with. So I'm going to go ahead and give him his Xbox Live, or it says his GT is PB Pocky, or PBT Pocky. He's been playing for a few days now, it says. So
awesome.
See if you can add him up. Tell him Cobra TV sent you, and give him warm welcomes. And just show him how cool it is to get him over to the Cult of the Atlas Hub.
And Cobra, somebody in the chat just posted a few minutes ago. Heckmar JM says No Man's Sky is in the top 5 of Steam since last night. I just went to Steam and checked. It is actually in the 4th game in the list of top sellers on Steam.
Wow!
No way!
Oh yeah!
Even after all those refunds.
Yeah,
I know.
That reminds me. I just saw about an hour ago. Steam's having a sale. Oh, I think Cobra. I think you already saw this, where there's 90% off. Space-related games.
Yeah, is No Man's Sky included in that?
I
would think it would be.
Real quick.
Yeah,
I would think it would be.
Starting tomorrow, I think, because of the Apollo 11 thing.
Offer ends. Space exploration sale.
Ooh, it is 40% off right now.
No Man's Sky is 40% off, and it's gonna be it might be 90% off tomorrow. Come on, man. That's not that. That doesn't make you want to get No Man's Sky if you don't already have it.
I know.
You might have accidentally clicked onto this channel, and you're like, what the heck is this? Well, we're talking about No Man's Sky, and I think it might be on sale 90% off tomorrow. I can't confirm that, but it might be. So pick it up. Check it out. Also, here's another thing. Spread the word around to people. We've done this before here on the show. There's been a lot of bad reviews, and some of them were honest people, right? It's not all just trolls.
Yeah.
So if you happen to be one of those people that did leave a bad review because of missing features and things like that, and you don't do this unless you really truly believe that things are different now. And if you do believe things are different now, and you did leave a bad review, maybe go back and do an updated review, and maybe you've changed your mind. Maybe you feel differently now and you forgot that you left a bad review. Go back and try and help Hello Games out. They've went to being mostly negative to mixed, and recent is mostly positive. So let's see if we can reach some people out there that might have changed their mind since then and forgot that they left that kind of a review.
And if you guys playing on Steam haven't reviewed the game, go give it a review.
Exactly,
guys.
That's a good point too. That's a very good point.
I just checked. No Man's Sky is included in the space exploration sale. However, it is up to 90%. It turns out that I think No Man's Sky is going to be at the 40% mark. I'm going by what I'm seeing here. It's actually listed.
I get it. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so the highest it's going to go is 40%.
For No Man's Sky, yes. There's some titles that are up to 90, but for No Man's Sky, it's 40, and it makes me think this space exploration sale is only going on for an X number of days.
Mm-hmm.
And you gotta wonder, as far as money is concerned, and good business strategy and tactics, it would make sense that they would release Beyond after this sale, so that that way more people pick it up at well,
that's a good point.
Price.
Very good observation.
Well, it went on sale. Yeah, it went on sale before next.
Right. So when I saw this, I was like, maybe we could be more. It'll be more likely that they'll come out with information about the upcoming Beyond update, followed by the update itself launching after this this sale ends.
Right.
So, and guys, great job on the 54 likes so far in the stream, guys.
Oh, thank you so much,
very
guys.
Awesome crew.
Thank you so much. I wanted to show you guys a funny clip that I came across from Nate Hills and one of the No Man's Sky groups, who posted this picture of this fauna that was attacking him, and the odd thing that happened when he shot at it. It's just a funny little clip. This is the kind of things that I look at when I'm bored. So he shoots him, boom, he goes all the way up in the air like a cartoon, falls right back down. And he just sits there and stares like, did that just really happen? So pretty cool clip there from Nate. Thank you so much for sharing that with us, buddy. Let's see. What else do we have here? We got an amazing picture here. Check that out. What Paul Weir calls these fiends. He says that was the original name for them, fiends.
Oh, we just now getting to see the fauna getting shot on stream.
Oh, is it that far behind? I'm like, wait, why are you guys laughing? Are you laughing at me?
Sorry, yeah, no, I just saw the fauna fly up and
You boing.
Boing.
I thought everybody was laughing at me.
oh my god, that was funny.
Oh man. Had to have been one of the funniest experiences I ever had in No Man's Sky. I was flying on this mega fauna planet, and I was shooting them with my ship, with my positron, and that's what they were doing.
Oh my gosh, wow. Sorry.
Oh, that is wicked.
Big Ounce, you're right, 100% right, and I blame it on Snow Obsidian. He said, shouldn't the cult of the Atlas Hub be in a system with an Atlas station? Yes. Yes, it should.
Oh, wow, that's a good point. Man.
Yeah. Poor Snow. He's had a rough week, man. He's had a rough week.
Snow did have a rough week. He got beat. He's no longer the undefeated champion. And during his defeat, it is the funniest video I've ever seen pertaining to No Man's Sky, period. He's given me permission. I am going to cut it up and clip it and get it put up on the channel so that you guys could see it. The guy comes in that beats him in a full character. I don't know if he was trying to act like he was Japanese or if he was trying to act like he was... I don't know what he was acting like, but it was a full character. That he was like, I'm going to beat you. And he did. He beat him. He stayed in character the entire fight. And at one point, Snow sitting there holding his stuffed animal, petting his stuffed animal, thinking that he was going to beat the crap out of this dude. And then when Snow lost twice, he puts the stuffed animal down and he says, Crystal, you're going to have to sit over here. I need to concentrate.
Oh my gosh.
It was the funniest thing I've ever seen on YouTube pertaining to No Man's Sky. And
that's funny.
Oh, man.
I want you to do a reaction video. I want you to...
I never thought of that. Again. Maybe I will do a reaction.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. At the point of defeat, zoom in on Snow's face.
Maybe I will do a reaction out of that. I don't... Okay. Yeah, JC Hysteria says, I still can't believe that Snow lost. Yeah, it was a shocker to me as well, too.
Thank you, Zane. Thank you.
Zane. It's a stuffed animal. No. Yes. Zane, it has a name, and its name is Crystal.
Mm-hmm.
And Crystal has a Cobra TV shirt. So.
Yes, she does.
Yeah. She's a fan, Cobra.
There's another build from Michael Hills from the Cult of the Atlas, who made a shipwrecked pirate boat that I still have yet to go find. I briefly looked for the star system, but I couldn't find it. But it's near the Cult of the Atlas. But it's a pretty cool looking boat. I was very impressed by this. Really neat looking shipwreck. So I just thought I'd share that with you guys as well. But he says, let's see, what does it say? He says that it is... He says, shiver me timbers, it be Cobra himself. He be on PS4 in the star system, just a poop deck away from the convergence. I've called it Coda Union of Loyal Independent Pirates for short. So that's the star system name, I guess. So go check it out, guys. It's if you can find it. If you can find it, definitely let me know. Let's see, what else we got on the agenda tonight before we start taking pictures? Here's an awesome picture from another one from Michael Hills, actually. I didn't realize this was from Michael Hills. And he says, my arrival at Coda Convergence, so sweet to be here at last. I guess this is why they call it a cult, and I know it's not a cult, LOL.
Not a real cult.
It's not a real cult. Yes, that's right.
That's become a meme lately.
Yeah. Oh, look, we got people in the Atlas room.
Oh, yeah. Now, I was going to mention, I was going to see if you had the link to, if it was easily available to that Lost Empire that Reapmeister done, that we did Saturday night.
Do what?
You remember or Sunday night? That Lost Empire that walkthrough, or the in-game ARG that we did, or I did on Sunday night. If you have the banner for it or the link to that. Didn't mean to put you on the spot, brother.
No, I actually don't. I lost Vargul when you said that. I think I must have teleported him to some like black hole because he's gone, and I don't know what I did. I got him. I don't have a link to it.
I got him.
Oh, there he is.
What's up, Vargul?
Vargul, what is going on, buddy?
Doing good. How you doing, Cobra?
Doing great, man. Doing great. What's on your mind tonight, bud?
Oh, not a whole lot. Just the usual, man. I thought the article with Sean Murray being interviewed for PC Gaming was kind of interesting, and actually I really like. your kind of cover, your video that you did to cover that.
Yeah.
Some of the stuff that he subtly discussed was really interesting. They talked about, and it was weird because some of the stuff that he mentioned was, I don't know if it was maybe the journalist who wrote the article or if it was just verbatim, but how he kind of worded it, like he discussed, future updates, the kind of things that he sees people playing in the game. He would like to implement more of that in the update and beyond.
Right, exactly.
It was the way he worded that, and it was like, well, beyond is the next update. So, is he talking about that? The content that we're playing right now, like the base building, or the PvP with the Galactic Thunderdome. I don't know if he's been watching any of that stuff going on, or ship hunting, or just all that kind of content. Is he talking about not necessarily just expanding on that with this current update, but with future updates to come?
Well, I think it's more like when he said next, when he said next update and beyond, he probably would have added no pun intended, right?
Right.
So I think that yes, he did give us a glimpse into something else for beyond, and if not, then he literally just told us of the direction that they're going in on an update that they haven't even announced yet. Which, when has Hello Games ever done that? Never.
Yeah.
Never.
Right.
So yeah, he was talking about Beyond, and he was talking with that sentence. There was a little bit of leakage from Sean Murray.
Well, did you catch the snippet that he referenced, or that little comment that he made regarding variation of planets?
I don't know. Refresh my memory.
So it was in that little paragraph in PC Gamer where he talked about how he would have liked to have completed or fleshed that out a little more before launch, but they've been subtly working on it with updates that they've been releasing, but he would like to have done more of that either in the beginning or with future updates.
Oh yeah, I remember that part. Yeah.
So that tells me, just kind of analyzing that tells me that he recognizes that there is a cry or a hunger for more variation and more. The planets need to feel a little more alive than what they currently do now, and everything that they've done, they've always improved. So I think he's aware. And for the people who love to explore out there, that's the heart of the game. That's what they like to do. I think I wouldn't be surprised if we don't see more variation. This Beyond update. I bet you the planets are going to be different.
No, I 100% agree. Polish of existing features and quality of life improvements definitely fall along those lines for variation or for anything else that's in the game. JC Hysteria says, thank you so much for the super chat, JC. Says, I might be crazy, but I think the components will release in installments similar to Next Abyss and Visions. I think no, it's all going to be like Next. Abyss and Visions, see, there were supposed to be like 5 updates for the year, and we ended up getting Abyss and Visions, and then we're going to have 3 more. But as they were working on them, they decided those 3 worked better together than releasing them like they did Abyss and Visions. So we're going to get all those together in one big shot. 07 to JC Hysteria in the chat. Mary Lizzie donated a super chat. Thank you so much, Mary. 07 to her in the chat as well.
So, what really struck me out of that whole article I don't know. I'm a little biased. I love base building. I'm not as creative.
It's getting hard to hear you, buddy.
Oh, I'm sorry. Is this better?
It's that black hole you put him in.
Is this better?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Sorry about that. Yeah, I'm definitely not as creative as some of the builders that are out there, because I've seen some amazing stuff by some of the amazing people, like what you were just showing at the beginning of your stream here. But I do love base building, and the kind of base building I do is more practicality and for efficient use, right? Typical stuff. But he made the comment in that article that he was amazed, or kind of taken a little bit back, by the way people are playing in regards to like base building. And he says it's kind of funny how things happen, because what that did was the game was meant to be an exploration game, at least at launch initially, a survival exploration game. But with people base building, it drove more people to kind of seek out that exploration, because when you land on a planet, what people are creating, you're not expecting to find.
Right.
You know what I mean? So that really drives exploration, and that was kind of like a bonus. You were getting something for nothing. You were getting people wanting to explore and travel to different planets to find out what they can see, and lo and behold, somebody created an amazing structure or a piece of art that they had no idea that they were going to come across.
Yeah. No, so I 100% agree. Cool. Yeah. We kind of touched on a little bit at the beginning of the, No Man's Sky started as a game about being alone, but just as us in our human nature, we want to be with people. So yeah, that's the attitude the game kind of took, is wanting to find others and be with others and be around others and search for things that they have done. And Hello Games is well aware of that. So yeah, I totally agree with you. I want to point out, Ivy Mike said something in the chat saying the VR trailer was just a VR portion without all of the other stuff added. I don't know if I agree with that, unless walking NPCs are part of VR. I think a lot of Beyond is going to be player-made content. And I think that's why we didn't see a whole lot in that trailer, because nobody was utilizing a lot of the new stuff. But I will agree with you, Ivy Mike, if walking NPCs are part of VR, which it could be. Very well could be.
Well, now wait a minute. When you say it's part of VR, are because VR is not a port, are you saying that if you're not hooked up to VR, then you're not going to experience?
No. What I'm saying is, what Ivy Mike is saying is, when they let people test the VR, all the updates weren't added to that version of the game that they let them test.
Oh, I agree with that. I don't think.
Well, then you have to be an agreement that for some reason walking NPCs is a VR feature. Do you see what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I do.
So if walking NPCs is not a VR feature, then there were other features added into that version they played.
Unless he deliberately left that feature in just to give the player base or the community a little something to chew on.
Ryan Johnson, walking NPCs were officially shown. I'll pull it up for you if you need me to.
Yeah, they were.
You guys go ahead and keep the conversation going while I try and find this.
What I want to see is breakdancing NPCs. Like break out the cardboard at the space station, get the Corvax boombox going, and just break it down, guys.
Well, that's funny.
07 Troy Hughes in the chat, guys. Thank you for that donation, buddy.
Hey, Cobra.
What's going on, Conga?
Hey, buddy. Hey, Conga. Thank you so much, Troy Hughes. Thank you, buddy. Go ahead, Conga.
I'm saying hi and I'm just coming in. How do I sound, actually? Do I sound okay?
Yeah.
Okay. Just making sure.
Yeah, you sound great, man. It's good to hear from you.
Oh, yeah. Just getting ready for my surgery next month.
Oh, man.
They have to take apart my Achilles heel and take a grinder and grind off a deformity off my foot.
Ooh! A deformity.
It's called Huglin's.
You got
deformity.
Geck in your family line somewhere.
No, it's called Huglin's deformity. It's a thing on your back of your heel. Sometimes I think it's a gout, but it's actually it's leaning toward most females because they wear high heels. But if you wear like working boots or you work on your feet all the time, it grows on the back of your heel, right above the Achilles heel, and it's pretty painful.
Oh my!
So, yeah. So if you have a pain in your foot, you may have it. Dun dun dun.
Oh my! Oh my!
Dr. Cobra's in the house.
Cobra MD.
Yeah, Cobra MD. No, it wasn't leaked, Ryan Johnson. It was shown here on this video here, which was a video of the state of play, and it only shows for just a few seconds. The thing is about the walking NPCs, which is, if I can just bring up one more time without being killed from everybody, the survey, more depth and variety to NPCs. But here, we'll go ahead and check it out here. It's coming up here real soon.
We'll just play, I guess, the flip side of that coin. Like, just because they were showing PCs in the space station, that doesn't mean necessarily that was not the entirety of the game. It just maybe they didn't make huge changes to the space stations, because that's really all we saw. I think a lot of the content that shows in this video is content that we've already seen in other videos outside of the walking NPCs. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Another thing that I want to point out is the official trailer for No Man's Sky VR Beyond. Thank you so much, Star Jumper. Says much love, buddy. Right back at you, dude. 07 Star Jumper in the chat, guys. The official VR trailer from Hello Games that they put out, I believe, is even more watered down than the version that they played. And here's why I say that. Look over here on this panel and look at that glare on the glass right there. That you guys are way far behind, but you'll catch up. There's like a dirty glare on this glass panel over here. And when you look at the official trailer, it's more. It doesn't have that gloss to it. It looks more like what it looks like now in our game. But this right here looks almost like some kind of graphical improvement.
Mm-hmm.
You see it? Or do you catch up?
I see your mouse moving right now. It's on the left-hand side of the
Yeah, it's that left glass panel. See that glare over top of the glass?
Yeah.
That's just a little thing that I noticed when I was watching this earlier today. And the original trailer doesn't have that. See, here's the original trailer right here. This is an actual clip of the original trailer. Now look at that glass. That glare's not there for some reason. But if you go back and look at the actual... And it's not part of the monitor that he's looking at, because it's moving with the glass panel. See it?
Right. Yeah.
And then you go to the original trailer, and it's completely not there. It's just gone. So I think there's a little bit extra in the state of play demo that they were playing than there is in the actual trailer that they released.
Yeah, it's interesting. It almost, I don't know, man. It makes you wonder why. Right? Like, why would they? I don't know. Why? Because I understand why they would implement like cinematography, like some of that stuff. I mean, it's obviously not in the game. It's just video footage, right? But then you actually have gameplay video footage, and I think if what you're saying is true, if it looks more enhanced with in the. Are you saying it's more enhanced in the trailer than in
it's
the
more
game?
enhanced? Yeah.
Yeah.
It's not just a different time of day. Like it's a graphically better, like a lot better than it is in the official trailer, and that's a good thing. I think that's a very good thing because I think that we're going to see a big improvement in like just graphics overall in No Man's Sky, and I think that little clip right there of that cockpit kind of proves it a little bit.
Right.
Here's the part on the video where he gets to see we get to see the walking NPCs. He goes up top here, and there it is right there, just walking away. And a lot of people think that's part of a mod because there's like a 30-second clip of it somewhere, and but no, it's literally part of the demo.
Well, yeah, because it even shows him playing the demo. I mean, the whole video footage. I don't think it was cut or like this is the real gameplay footage. Why would somebody think it would be a demo or modded? It's a stage demo.
Right. Yeah. Jade Wells, thank you so much, buddy. I do appreciate that. I don't know why it didn't pop up, Jade. I'm sorry, buddy. But thank you so much for donating, Jade. I want to get some more people in here. Let's see. Just Geo. I like to bring people in I've never seen before. And to kind of like meet brand new people. So let's get Geo in here. We got Geo the Math entering the call. What's up, Geo? Geo left. We scared him away. Geo. Nope, he left again.
Hang on a sec. You've been
Geo.
raptured.
Geo.
Hey,
what's going on, bud? How are you?
Good.
What's on your mind? What brings you on the show today?
I was just thinking that what they're playing in the trailers, I really don't think that's all the way up to date, like nearly as much, and because I really don't think that the space stations are going to look that similar to what we have now.
I don't think so either, because of the very first trailer that we got, the 30-second trailer from for Beyond, where it shows that big structure that the ship is inside. Mm-hmm. That could be some sort of like a space station or a new type of space station or something like that. But what I'm confused about is why did he let the walking NPCs stay in there?
Well, my take on that would be it's like an in between what we have now and like what the real update's going to be.
I see.
Hey, can I throw something out?
Sure.
Check this out. Like, if you go into the space station, and this is just pure conjecture, it's all speculation, because I don't know. But if you go to the space stations now, right, and you have both wings of the station, both the left and the right side of the station, right, and you look down, you got these big, huge, like, pits that are kind of carved out. You can look down them only so far, right? What if, and I always thought when next launched, those kind of remind me of like elevator shafts. So, and we all kind of agreed somewhat, I think, that the ship that we saw in that original trailer looked slightly different, maybe very similar in design, but different kind of a paint job or different decals. There was just something different about the ship that wasn't familiar to us, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I'm thinking that these big pits might have been placed there in
Wait,
next.
the big what?
The pits, like the big holes carved out of the flooring, on the different sides of the space station. You know what I'm talking about, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So, and they look like elevator shafts. So what if Hello Games revisits and turns those into like elevator shafts? They take you to a lower section of the space station, and that scene that we saw in that trailer is where our ship customization is being done.
Oh, that's a good idea. Yeah, because those pits don't make any sense. Those little holes that go all the way down. It's like, I want to go down there, and I can't.
My theory, what's down there?
Huh?
Chairs you can sit in.
Chairs you can sit in, yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I know there was a lot of speculation. Well, that could be like a way for, hubs to group together, or, but maybe there'll be more than one entrance or exit out of the space station, you know, and you can go down there to customize your ship, and once your ship is done, you leave. Just a thought. I don't know.
It's a good thought. It's a very good thought. And, you know, walking NPCs might be part of Beyond, but it could be a very watered-down version to demo. So I just don't understand why the walking NPCs would be in there, and it just doesn't seem like a VR function. But it could be. It could be. That's just the whole thing has got me confused.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I mean,
can I just put something out there?
Yeah.
Remember, this is just kind of like excitement for the update, but remember on Nextmas, we all gathered in that one big structure, and there was those seats, and you were doing the stream, and there was a lot of us there, all orbs at that time, but we were in those chairs, kind of like a conference room, you know?
Oh yeah, I remember. Yeah,
the brony paper towel man.
Just think, like, in this update, we can actually have like meetings that will actually matter because there will be more interaction like that.
Oh, I know. Yeah, I don't know what you guys
like
are.
A town meeting.
Exactly. I don't know what you guys are expecting, but I would like to get your guys' opinions. How many slots are on there? For multiplayer? That we only use 4 of them, but there's 16, right?
Right.
Do you guys think that the max is going to be 16 player lobbies, or do you think it's going to be higher?
I'm going to guess higher.
Ooh, we got a higher.
Yeah, I would have to go that route too. I'd have to say higher. I mean, I understand like expanding multiplayer, but multiplayer online, right? Is
if they call it online, it's got to be more than 16, right?
That's what I'm thinking.
Well, and it's funny because I had this discussion just the other day in Discord with some other fellow players, and you know, so he made the reference for the commonality to MMOs, right? Massive multiplayer online, and for the longest time, I thought massive, the word massive in that acronym meant massive world, but somebody pointed out, no, massive amounts of people is what it's referring to. Well, currently we don't really truly have that because we have still the blue orbs. But if they remove those blue orbs, then you'll have a full online community. This would, in theory, be an MMO. However, I say that, and I use that term loosely because I agree. I think the lobbies are going to get bigger. I don't think it'll be 4. I'm not even sure if it'll be 16. I wouldn't be surprised if it was 32. But I think the lobbies will be instance-based. In other words, I don't think you would have to join somebody else's game.
I hope you're right. I really do.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I think once you leave a segment of space or a section, an area of space, it'll take you out of that lobby and seamlessly put you into a new lobby where there's other people. And you
That's what they were originally going to do.
Well,
Yeah,
and if
I
they
hope-
do that, that would be awesome. Then that's the way it should be.
My guess, and I'm just trying to just based on what we see on screen now that's unused, my guess is that we're going to have 16. But you guys are probably right. I'm just trying to stay a little bit grounded based on what I've seen, and I want there to be 32 or 64, 100%. But I don't know. I'm not getting my hopes up.
Carpets and curtain, guys.
Carpets and curtains.
Well, and along that same line, that discussion that we were having, you know, there was mention of continuity to the game. You know, like things that are commonly found in an MMO that kind of keep that driving force behind people playing, right? And a lot of it, we talked about player progression, and we talked about player economy, and player economy was actually a big topic that went on for a while in discussion. And we were talking about like how right now No Man's Sky has like a cap on units, you know, and I think it's somewhere around 4 billion or something like that. I don't know the exact number, but you know, with a player-driven economy, in a couple of shows back, we talked about Quicksilver being utilized as the new currency for players. But that's great and all, but there's got to be purpose behind it. Like, instead of a hard cap, which was discussed, which was brought up in the conversation, where, you know, Hello Games just says, okay, we're cutting it off here, and I don't think anybody will ever make that amount. Well, but we did, and that's the cap.
Right.
Can't make any more past that, right? Unless you want to tie your money up in trade goods and just wait till you use some of your cash, then you go sell some stuff. But they should do like a soft cap, which I think is ideal, right?
Mm-hmm.
So find ways that force the player to utilize the spending of that cash outside of just buying a multi-tool, buying ship, buying frigates, and buying a freighter. Because once that's done, then what do? Like, currently I spend my money on resources when I base build, but not everybody wants to build, you know, 50, 150 bases. They want to build one and have a place to call home, call it good. So if you look at complexity behind base building, right, which is one of the things that were on the roadmap, I think base maintenance, you know, ship upkeep, you know, freighter upkeep, find ways to encourage the player to spend some of his cash to keep the stuff that he has going, or somewhere along that line. It doesn't have to cripple the game and take away from gameplay, but give purpose to utilizing that money.
No, I agree. And just like Dave Langer said in the chat, says, you know, they just need to do a player economy like Fallout 76, where you can set up terminals at your base and sell from that.
Yes.
And I want to see that so badly. You know, like, you played Boundless. How would you feel if all of the features that are in Boundless for community would be implemented into No Man's Sky?
It would be amazing.
It'd be beyond amazing.
Yeah,
Ooh, beyond?
Beyond. Well, like, because even like the meteor strikes that happen randomly at different times on different planets and stuff like that, you know, they could implement something very similar to that to encourage group play, right? And get groups of people together and go complete like group missions or group quests or, you know, whatever.
Yeah.
You know, that would be so badass.
I like Ivy Mike's comment in the chat. It says, if 64 players all shot at the ground at the same time with a terrain manipulator, ... That would be very interesting to see what would happen.
PS4 would crash.
Yeah, it would crash. We have another caller that just joined us. No, he's gone already. He is completely gone. Okay. We're going to get Big Richie in here. Big Richie, welcome to the show. What's up, buddy?
Oh, what's up, guys? Glad to be back, you know.
Good to have you back on the show, man.
Oh, yeah.
Hey, did you see Snow Obsidian went down?
Oh, I did.
You did see it?
I did.
I was secretly hoping it was you, but I don't think it was.
No, it wasn't, unfortunately.
It's the funniest video I've ever seen on No Man's Sky.
Dude, I feel bad because I missed it. Yeah, I watched most of the convergence. I watched a lot of swordplay. I watched a lot of Culver. I watched a lot of your stuff. I even watched some of the PvP with the Galactic Thunderdome, but I missed Sword being defeated in combat, man.
Snow was defeated.
Huh?
Snow was defeated.
Isn't that what I said?
No, you said Sword.
No. Sorry, buddy.
I did the same thing a couple
You
weeks
have to go to Snow Obsidian's YouTube channel to find it. Did you post that, Snow, in the Subcast chat? Snow? I think he's embarrassed.
I mean, I'm ready to fight our new champion.
Yeah, look, the guy came in full character, acted like some like Japanese space warrior, and he stayed in character throughout the entire fight.
Yeah.
That's badass.
I know.
You know what? I think we're going to see multiple champions over a short period of time because more and more win when they're and got.
Uh-oh. Sounds like a broken Burger King drive-thru.
I'll tell you what you need to do. It needs to be like Obsidian, like,
Can you hear me?
or not Obsidian, Oblivion, where we got like a fighters guild, and you got like people coming and making bets and everything, you know.
Oh yeah, we could bet like stasis devices and all kinds of crap.
And have like pit dogs, and people can get their ranks. I'm telling you, man.
Yeah, that's a good
You can
idea.
watch it off the frigate.
That's
a
actually
really
a badass idea. That'd be cool. Taking bets right before the match.
Yeah.
If this game works out how we want it to, you know, it just depends on how they put the Beyond update, you know.
I know. I really feel like with adding No Man's Sky Online, they've already got PvP technically in the game. Now it's not fine-tuned to do what we do in the Galactic Thunderdome. It's because it's not supposed to be done. But since you can kill, and they are making No Man's Sky Online, I highly expect them to fine-tune ways that we are killing each other with hitboxes, with the multi-tools going through walls and stuff like that, with the Blaze Javelin going through walls. I really think that they're going to fine-tune some of that stuff.
I want them to make ship PvP like a real deal thing. I'll tell you what, that'll be my bread and butter, you know. I mean, if we can get the Cult of Atlas on the map, you know, not talking about warring with people, but if you could war with people.
Yeah, we're not talking about going to war with anybody.
No wars here, but if you could, I mean, that'd be pretty dope.
Yeah, most definitely.
But it just all depends on how our...
If you don't watch out, Coda might become international airspace. A war zone.
Yeah, our hub might become the next... we might become the next, like... Destroyers of the Galaxy.
See, right now we're not messing with anybody, but it's like stepping in an anthill, like a fire anthill. You know, you don't want to do something like that.
What happened?
Huh?
That one guy came in here and started calling people names and saying that they wanted to fight us or whatever.
I know. Oh, well, it's going to be interesting to see where they're going with the online part.
Yeah, for sure.
I'm just really kind of surprised that he hasn't revealed the third pillar yet. I'm kind of shocked. I'm kind of a little concerned about the release date.
Well, he did say that we would share more of that and show people what exactly they're getting closer to release date. And he said summer of 2019, and I don't think we got much of summer left, so it's got to be getting close.
Well,
I mean, some people August counts as summer, so we've got through August, but September, if it's not happening, I'm gonna be a little pissed, you know.
Look,
well, yeah, I think to most people, September is not summer, so it's got to be August or pretty soon here.
We all speculated at the beginning of this, and a lot of people didn't want to agree that this was going to be an actual anniversary update, August.
True. Well, it's looking to be that way, right?
Yeah, it is.
Well, I mean, you gotta think they go by their MO where they release a trailer and then update comes 2 weeks later. It's gonna be August either way. We got something tomorrow.
Ghost Fixer in the chat says, "Do you ever watch Gaming Mike channel?" Yeah, I do. I don't think he's too fond of me, but I highly suggest anybody go see Gaming Mike.
I don't think he's too fond of me. What does that mean?
I don't know. I just some Twitter interactions and things like that. But I love the guy. He's got amazing content. What a great personality. And like I sat through one of his 2-hour streams, and it was an easy 2 hours. It was entertaining from the beginning all the way to the end.
Oh yeah.
So I highly suggest people to check out Gaming Mike.
Yeah,
it's good content.
And by the way, guys, I dropped the link to the Snow's Convergence stream in the chat.
To his loss.
I didn't want to word it that way, but yeah.
His wrecking.
You bring dishonor to Coda.
And it wasn't even somebody being like normal. It was like someone like beat him while joking.
Well, in his defense, how many people has he melted with the stuffed animal on his hip? So.
A lot.
Yeah.
I got one of my favorite callers on Rude TV, the hype man, the hyperventilation dude. What's up, Rude?
Hey, Cobra, how's it going, man?
It's going good, man. It's going good. What brings you on tonight, man? What's on your mind?
Oh, man. It's one of those nights when, you turn on YouTube and I see you live and, it's been a while we haven't talked about
one of those nights. He streams every Friday.
It's Friday night. Where else you guys at?
Every Friday. What do you mean?
I'm sorry, man. I'm just all over the place, but it's good to see you guys. The community's strong, and I'm just waiting for that Beyond update. Like everyone else. So
join the club.
But anything new other than what I've been watching the entire stream. So other than that, I guess there's really nothing new.
Nah, there's nothing new really going on. I mean, there's some pretty sound speculation. I uploaded a video about something that from a couple of quotes of Sean Murray's new interview that he did with PC Games, and I added some sound clips and stuff like that. But we're all just still waiting and just don't know when it's going to happen. But it feels like it's any day now.
Yeah, that's what I was just about to say. That I think it could come out any day. I'm thinking next week, maybe the anniversary next month. So
see, I was thinking
we don't have much time, man.
Every day this week, I woke up getting ready for work, and I was like, man, I wonder if we're going to hear something today, And then this whole week flew by, and outside of that interview, not really much of a word. If this is an anniversary update, well, what are we looking at? 3.5 weeks, maybe not even quite 4 weeks yet, and then the anniversary hit, right? Is that correct?
That is correct.
Mm-hmm.
So then I would think, oh man, I would say no later than next week we would hear a little something, right?
Yeah, but I don't know about you guys. I'm kind of hoping for. Again, this is just speculation, but bigger ships. You guys something that you could walk around a little bit, maybe
halfway between a freighter, halfway between a Star.
100% agree.
Yep.
A mixture between the ships of Star Citizen and Space Engineers.
Yes.
What I want to be, I want to be Star-Lord, walking around my ship, dancing, doing all that kind of deal.
Yeah.
My classics,
Yeah, but I don't know why. I have a feeling it's coming. I feel like it's coming. I feel like large ships where you and your friends could pilot, and you could just walk around. You could probably store your ships in there, kind of like a smaller frigate, or I don't know, man.
I 100% agree. We got somebody amazing joining the show. We got Lutastic, aka Just Jared.
What's up, JJ?
Hey.
Plot choice.
He's just like, hey,
how's it going?
how you guys doing?
It's been a little bit since I've been here.
Yeah, man, it's been a long time, bro. How you been?
Really bad, then really good, now mixed.
It sounds like No Man's Sky Steam review.
That's funny, yeah. That's good. But it's I'm trying to survive.
Well, that's good, man. I'm glad you're doing good, ish.
Yeah.
It's good to have you on the show, bud. What's on your mind?
What's on my mind? Well,
Murder.
I'm gonna be honest with you. I've been away from a lot of things for a while, so I haven't 100% been like on edge for the No Man's Sky Beyond update. I mean, I've
I think we're kind of Cobra, right? And a lot of people have been who've been playing the game since launch, kind of used to this.
Yeah.
Just like we're at the point where like it'll just be here whenever, it'll come. I mean, we've waited longer before for things. We've waited without any word. Period. We just had to wait and hope, and hope that Hello Games would ever come out of the shadows and say something. Now at least they're communicating, and Sean's tweeting. I
swear to God, we're gonna get this update when the second coming of Christ happens.
I hope it's. I mean, September's not a good month, and I'll tell you why. Because
it's not a good month for gaming because there's gonna be so many things dropping.
So much happening in September.
They're not gonna wait until
all go storm Hello Games.
No, you did not. Don't let that meme be created here. Do not let that meme be created here.
Let's go.
Where's the dump button? Where's the dump button? We're not doing that on this show. No one's storming anywhere. No.
If we Naruto run, they can't shoot us all.
Stop it. Just stop.
It reduces your hitbox.
Oh man!
Now, put your Minecraft bed by Hello Games.
I did go dare Matt Barrett on Twitter to go, because he was in Guilford last week, to go by the Hello Games studio and just push up against the door, the glass window with his Cobra TV shirt on. But I don't know how far he got.
It kind of, look, it made me feel like we were gang stalking. I felt bad. Freaking Hello Games is probably looking out the window like, is that Cobra or one of his henchmen?
Oh, by the way, does Ray Rod work for Hello Games? Because what the hell? Why does he not?
When he was asked, he said no comment.
Yeah.
I don't know if he's joking or
he's joking. Come on.
Look, I don't know, man.
He's in that Twitter group we have. He's always messing around in there.
So he
did tell Cobra he would talk to him later after the show.
He did slip and say Hello Games is currently working on ship customization.
Guys, he's in the chat.
Ship customization, right?
Yeah.
Huh.
Yay.
Or ship.
I have a funny feeling he's been working for Hello Games, and he's just incognito with everything else. I feel
the meme is he hasn't been working on No Man's Sky. He's been working on Joe Dangerous too.
Oh yeah, what is this? Matt. Didn't Sean Murray say they're working on something more ambitious than No Man's Sky?
Yeah,
Joe Dangerous too. Joe Dangerous too.
Oh, they already got 2. It'd have to be 3.
I do want to give a shit. I do want to give Cobra a little bit of food for thought, though, because you know how you've been talking the last couple of weeks about your audio being a little off every time you get on your computer.
Mm-hmm.
That's Scotland Yard bugging you, sir.
It's what?
Scotland Yard bugging you.
What's that mean?
They got their eyes on you, man.
Oh, yeah. But yeah, I think Ray Rob was joking about no comment that he's working for Hello Games, but he does get in there. He does see the code. He does see what's unfinished and what's being worked on, that was in the process of happening. And he did say that there was ship customization being worked on. So there's
that's awesome. Some of the stuff that you were playing that on his mods, I guess it was his YouTube video, it doesn't even look like No Man's Sky. It looks like No Man's Sky 4.
I know. Yeah, it's amazing.
I'll tell you what he probably does is he probably data mines. And what he probably does is he data mines in an axe, maybe he does know what's going on at Hello Games or whatever.
Yeah, he does data mine. He has to change the code and stuff like that. He has shown me screenshots where Hello Games has been cussing inside the code.
I remember that.
They just drop
I would too if I made a game like
they'll just drop MFer right, just in the middle of nowhere. MFer, just some weird things being said. And he finds it kind of funny. I do too, but no, yeah, he's very intimate with the code. He knows it through and through. So
that's great.
Well, and he even mentioned that he was toying around in Media Molecule's Dreams, learning how to sculpt, model in 3D space. Which I don't know. Every time you have him on your show, man, I am floored by the conversations that get discussed. some of the stuff that he's talked about that he's found inside the code, or that is conceivable or potential that could actually happen, it just blows me away.
I agree. Yeah, he's always a great guest, man. Just picking apart his brain is just amazing.
But what about the third pillar?
It better be exploration focused, or I'm gonna rage.
It's gonna be Joe Dangerous 3.
I am predicting, and I get beat up for it, but I'm predicting it has something to do with building.
You really think it's gonna be building?
Yes.
I've spent about a total of 10 minutes building anything in this game. So
okay, look, building is
but Sean Murray recently just stated that building
pillar
is the second biggest thing that we do in No Man's Sky by looking at all of us play.
But he did talk a lot about exploring being a huge, push for people to play. So
exploring.
I pray you just I don't care. Just add something that makes me.
They're going to take the EA
he talked about exploring.
It's going to be pay to win.
He talked about exploring to find what others have built.
Yeah, he did. That's true.
It's like a twofer.
Yeah, it's a twofer, definitely.
I always wanted to do base building and things like that. And remember, back when there was a limit on base building, I built more when there was a limit
All right, but
than I do when there isn't a limit. Because I'm just too. Sorry, you go ahead.
Sorry.
No, go ahead. Go ahead.
Nah, if the third pillar is really about base building, then they shouldn't have kept it a secret this long, because
I agree.
They already have base building, DLC before, and that's already been done with. Maybe they could build something upon that. They could do that, but I really don't think third pillar will be like, hey guys, it's more base building. No, I don't.
Well, he said every one of these updates were supposed to be by themselves, and he said they made sense to release them all together because they work intertwined together. So you got No Man's Sky Online, which includes bigger multiplayer lobbies, things to do together, and then the... I'm going to show you guys something. I'm sorry for the people to chat. Yes, I'm going to bring it up one more time.
I'm sorry about that, guys.
No. Don't be sorry. If you take... as soon as it catches up, I want you guys to take a look at the survey. And
well, Cobra,
I'm going to get letters thrown at me in a minute from the internet.
The survey?
I don't...
Oh, you mean the
old survey.
Hold on, Vargo. Let me explain this to some of these people first, and hold that thought. Okay, the survey is something that Hello Games asked us to take, and it said, which of these features would you like to see the most? After we took it, they replied in a blog post, and you can still find it. It's still on nomansky.com. It says, thank you for helping us prioritize our roadmap, and that the survey will still be up for a little while longer if you'd like to partake. After we took the survey, we ended up getting Abyss. On that survey is enhancements to underwater exploration. After that, we ended up getting Visions. On that survey is stranger, more varied planets. Then we got announced that there was going to be No Man's Sky Online, which is update number 1. On that survey is larger multiplayer lobbies and replace orbs of full character models. Now, then we got told that there was going to be No Man's Sky VR support. No Man's Sky VR, which is also on that survey. So we got more depth and variety to NPCs. I don't know exactly what that means, but we did see them walking in the State of Play demo.
Right.
The only thing that's on this list that has not been seen, talked about, or already given to us is more base building depth. You could check mark every single one of these things. So how come, if number 3 is not building, or part of number 3 is not building, then how come that's the only thing it's unaccounted for?
Can I ask you a question? When Abyss came out, could you build underwater stuff before that?
You could, but not very well, because
not legit.
Water will leak into your building. Yeah.
So when Abyss came out, did it come out with more building aspects?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Underwater building.
If it is building, it has to be like way out of like what we think of as building right now.
What if this building aspect is more like, let's say you're building a ship, and you put like what are those things in Minecraft? Pistons, right? What if you could actually put reactor and power into it and build it.
Well, that's also good to point out because there's data mine files that show that there are things to craft for your bases, and some of that is power generation.
No Man's Sky redstone.
That would be amazing. That would be amazing.
Did somebody say redstone?
So, if we're thinking of building, let me see if I can find something real quick.
Space.
Then I'll definitely get into building if it's something like that.
Cobra, can I say this?
Yeah?
Can anybody hear me?
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
All right, hey, Cobra.
Yeah.
I wanted to say, you know, I would hate for people to get discouraged because I know not everybody is all about base building. There's more to the game than just that.
No,
but
I know that. Yeah.
I would like, you know, just for people to keep in mind that if let's say they do announce more complex base building as pillar number 3, that's not going to be the entirety of pillar number 3.
No, and I've said that so many times.
Absolutely.
I have repeated over and over and over again that not number 3 is part, or building is part of number 3. I don't think it's the entirety. I also made a video when I discussed this that No Man's Sky. I quoted Sean Murray saying that there's 10% with the updates that people are not expecting, and he said there's a lot of that and beyond.
Yeah, and I think that falls into the bottom of the roadmap that says other. And
polish of existing features.
And polishing of existing features. So, I mean, and you look at all the features that we have in No Man's Sky right now, from exploration to freighter missions, you know, and everything else in between. All that's going to be, I'm assuming that all of that's going to be kind of overhauled or, you know, tweaked and polished and fine-tuned, right? And then there's that other 10% that they're going to implement that we have no clue or any kind of idea. It'll be all brand new content, more than likely.
I agree. There's going to be so much, you know. Okay, so if we take a look at what was in, let me go back over here. Underwater enhancements to underwater exploration, right? Now let's look at the Abyss update. Explore the terrors of the deep in the Abyss update, introducing aquatic environments with over 5 times more variety, varied creature behaviors, improved underwater visuals, and much more. That's a lot packed into just enhancements to underwater exploration. Right? So building might include the walking NPCs that we've seen. Therefore, giving your base, because we have to have NPCs in our bases, so why not have them walking around and working? And if they're walking and working, why not add more campaign, more story campaign with NPCs now that they can walk? So just because I think that building is part of number 3, I think that there are so many things packed into that it wouldn't be just looked at as a building update.
Right. Well, and keep in mind that whatever features they do plan on adding, whether it's the polishing of existing features or new content together, whatever Pillar 3 is, it's gonna work really, really well with multiplayer on and beyond. That was one of the stipulations to why they packaged all 3 of these features together. So it's going to, I guess, encourage people to want to play.
Right. So if you take a look at the data mine files on Gamepedia, there's a lot of base building stuff that was there. And some of those are batteries for your bases, conduits, distributors, fences for your bases, pumps, solar panels, terminals, turrets, a few turrets there, wind turbine, and then it's got a bunch of other code down here that I don't understand.
That's crazy.
Yeah. So I do think that building is a big part of Beyond, but like I said, I think it's just part of it. There's so much that he said that we're not expecting. There's a lot of that in Beyond.
My God, the suspense is killing me.
I mean, for real, right?
You know, I turned on No Man's Sky last night, and I couldn't even play it. Like, there's just so much changed, and I just like stared at the sky just for like 2 hours.
Yeah. Imagine.
Cobra, you know those aliens that with the eggs?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
That look like the xenomorphs?
Uh-huh.
Like, I know it's like not really probably. You know how you said turrets? Like, what if your base could become infected, like kind of like a xenomorph, where even like they could latch on your ship?
Yeah, that'd be really really cool, dude. Yeah.
And you had to like shut it down.
All I want to do is just land on a
zoom,
planet.
zoom, zoom, and a boom, boom. You guys remember that song, right?
Oh yeah.
All I want to do is zoom, 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 and a boom, boom.
Hey, Cobra.
Yeah.
Hey, JC's up in the Atlas room. I believe he's at work, so he may be limited on time if you want to pull him in.
Okay, sure.
No problem, buddy.
JC Hysteria. What is up, buddy? JC?
You've been raptured.
Hello? You've been raptured.
JC? You know, Peaceful Gamer was saying something pretty interesting on one of our calls last week.
Wow. Peaceful Gamer saying something interesting? What?
Yeah.
Oh, man.
That's some shade, man. You know, you're going to have to see him in the Nominati.
Oh, man. PG, get your flashlight, man. It's very, very shady.
He said something interesting that really had me thinking and really hyped for Beyond. Imagine laying down, finding a beach in No Man's Sky, laying down in your carpet, and just laying there on a beach and completely immersed in VR and just listening to the sounds of wind, the animals and fauna, and you know, out off in the distance, and just how amazing would that be just to meditate and just relax?
If I can't feel the sand between my cheeks, it's not worth it.
Ouch!
I actually experienced that with Skyrim VR. I did that.
You laid down and acted like you were in the in
Skyrim.
You know, I did it with Rick and Morty, virtual reality, and
oh, that's awesome.
Made me want to kill myself more.
JC, are you there, buddy?
Hey, what's up, man? Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you loud and clear.
Hey, man. So, believe it or not, I actually don't want to bring up base building, and I do need to get back to work, but I wanted to kind of shoot out an idea that I saw on Reddit. With No Man's Sky Online coming out, you know, online is kind of more of an MMO type feature, and people identify with their characters. Do you think we're going to see stats based on player race? Like, for example, barter prices as a Gek, or research as a Corvax, maybe shields and stuff like that as Vikings?
Ooh, I really hope so. I want to be known as a Gek
What
murderer.
I hope is more like how your player standing is in game. Like, if the MMO style stuff happens, if you go around just murdering people for no reason, then you're going to be people will be less likely, and people could see that you've been just murdering people for no reason if you don't get away with it. And people will be less likely to trade with you, stuff like that.
Aggression rating, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
Dude,
I like
my
that.
my thing is this: we already have stats for freighters and frigates and starships and
Stats for bases.
Well, I mean, you could absolutely. All our base features could have like a certain amount of like hit points, if you want to call them that, I guess, or durability, right, before they break down. But I mean, player progression. I would love to see player progression as a thing in No Man's Sky. You know, all our other aspects of the game have stats. Why can't our characters?
Yes, anything that adds more depth, that's really what needs to be had. Because, I mean, when it comes to, I don't know, a lot of people I don't know about around the community more so, because I haven't been around as much, but as far as like what they call end game I don't think No Man's Sky is such a weird game that I don't know if Endgame is the same thing as in other games, but the only thing I ever do in No Man's Sky is explore, because almost every other gameplay aspect is do this to get more units, to do this faster, to get more units, to do this faster, to get more units, and then what after that? That's essentially it. There is no like personal stat progression or things like that, or a reason to be a certain race. And I think adding MMO like aspects and more multiplayer features would, and if we could control like the economy of certain systems and things like that, I think that would add tons more to progression. Adding depth always adds to progression, and I think that would be super cool. That would get me into all the other aspects of the game, because the only progression seems like the more money you have.
Yeah, and
the
game is heavily centered around procedural generation. So and they kind of introduced like the hazmat gauntlet. That was kind of like gear set, and so were the personal shields. That's kind of like gear set, right? But I mean, they should really set those individual pieces. Like you take the hazmat gauntlets, right? Just for instance, because we can't find a new suit of armor. We can't find new gauntlets. We can't find new chest plates. We can't find new boots or anything like that. That's not practical to the game state, right? The style of the game. But if you took like hazmat as an example and you said, okay, well, we're procedurally generate hazmat gauntlets, and they're going to have a set of stats like maybe when you equip this hazmat gauntlet, you get bonuses to gathering X amount of style of resources, with personal shield. If you look at the different modules that you install in your ship and your freighter, your freighter, and your multi, those like the pulse fitter or the mining beam, those S-class modules, B-class modules, those things have procedurally generated stats. Because they kind of differentiate a little bit every time you purchase a new one. Why can't they do that with gear for the game? For your character, and that would give you a way to kind of stylize or personalize your character. It needs more of that. There's outside of exploration, really, for I would say the majority of the there's two driving forces behind why people play games. One is player progression, and the other is
what?
Loot.
Oh, loot.
Yep. And that's exactly what I do on Loot-tastic.
That's right. Just Jared is now Loot-tastic. Although I do want to say this, Just Jared. I think your name should have stayed Just Jared.
Look, that's the channel isn't. It's not about me anymore. That's why I changed it. Because you can't. I've explained this to so many people. It's if you are new to the channel and you see that my name is Just Jared, you have to do extra work to be able to know what I do on the channel. Whereas if you see Loot-tastic, at least you have some kind of inclination as to what the channel is about, without having to actually click on a video or read something. Because people on the internet are lazy. They don't want to click on videos or read something if they're not 100% sure what they're clicking on is what they want.
That can't be true, because my name's Cobra TV and everybody knows I got No Man's Sky here.
But you've been doing that for forever.
Not at the beginning.
The
only reason why I bring it up is
Remember GTA?
I love the channel name. I think it was so...
I know. I thought it was perfect. I did, but... And it has something to do with I wanted to kind of... Not that I wanted to separate myself from the No Man's Sky community. I wanted to show people like that I was moving on from No Man's Sky, only coverage. I mean, I still do No Man's Sky. I'll do No Man's Sky news when we have actual news. I'm not speculating anymore. I'm not doing any of that jack, because No Man's Sky has that same reason that drive that loot games have, because the planets are what loot is in loot games, because you have rare things to find, things that still could be out there that nobody's ever seen, and that's the dopamine trigger going to new planets and hoping you find something that nobody's seen before, or something that's really cool. And that's the same exact feeling that you get when you play a loot-based game and you hope something really good drops. So it's the same trigger and the same reason why I play No Man's Sky to why I play games like Destiny or something like that.
So do you cover have you thought about covering a lot of the No Man's Sky exchange, portal exchange? That's pretty much like a ultimate loot finding place.
Yeah.
You can. They post all kinds of things over there to where you can go, and it's not easy. You have to go there and you have to wait for the exact. You might find what you're looking for, but it might not be an S-Class.
Oh, S-Class troubles.
And there's these really cool tricks that you could do that Sword has been teaching me to try and get an S-Class to show up. But it's really fun. It's
a lot of that, yeah. A lot of that I don't know jack about, so that's something I need to be
Yeah, check it out. That'd be great for your channel. It's like looting. It's like going out and finding loot. Using an outside community source that it's like gathering intel, and you go and just check it out. Go to No Man's Sky Coordinate Exchange on Reddit. It's an amazing place.
Okay. It's like Sky Mall for S classes, guys.
Interesting.
Hey, Cobra.
Yeah, buddy.
If I could ask you something, seeing where the game started out at launch and seeing where it is today, they've implemented a lot of features to the game, and it's almost, I don't know, to me it kind of seems like it's become a bit of a jack of all trades. It's got a little bit of this, bit of that. Do you think that Hello Games has one major focus to the game that they want to really master, or do you think this is going to be of different styles of game? What direction do you think No Man's Sky is?
Sean Murray kind of talked about this in that interview that I read, where he's like, a lot of people have different things they like to do. I like to find ships, and I like to build and stuff like that. And I think that they found out. I think that was a complete accident. But they know this now, and I think that they're going to try and tailor to that for us.
So they've got a couple of features that they're really going in on and focus on. That's going to be what they master.
Right now, Sean Murray alluded to the second biggest thing people do in No Man's Sky, which is building. So they know that is a big drive, and he was quoted in saying, "We didn't ask for these features, but they can tell in the way that we are playing that we would like these."
I don't know about that now.
That's what he said. Sean Murray, he said he can even go to your bases and look at your base. He could check out any of our bases at any time he wants to, with all of his fancy equipment.
Because they're uploaded to the server.
Right. So the number one thing, he didn't mention what the number one thing that they've seen us do the most, but he did mention the number two thing, which is building bases and things like that. According to them, that is the number two thing that we're doing in No Man's Sky.
I'm willing to
bases.
bet.
So I think that their focus now is going to be player-made content, whether that be building or what that means for us, and online features. I think that's the direction they're going in at the moment.
I mean, you got to think that all the Sean Murray's been tweeting out all those cool builds too.
Yeah,
that people have been doing.
Yeah,
which are freaking phenomenal.
See you later.
I'm almost willing to bet.
Bye,
Thanks for having me.
Okay, bye, bro. Have a good one, man.
I'm almost willing to bet that the number one feature, if I had to place my bet, I would say the number one feature would be exploration and photography.
Ooh, it's late for me as well, guys.
I think you're right. That is the number one.
I'm going to be jumping off, guys.
Okay, buddy.
I'll see y'all.
Bye, bro.
Thank
you for coming on. But yeah, I think you're right. Exploration, yeah.
Yeah, because I mean, even people, even for people base building, right? They're always going to explore. They're going to find that choice piece of real estate, that ideal planet, that area that's got a really nice view. But so they're going to explore, And then even if they're base building, chances are they're going to take photos of it. They're going to post it on Reddit. They're going to post it on Twitter. They're going to post it on Facebook or whatever. So and then there's people that don't base build that still explore for reasons behind photography. They want that perfect shot, you know. So I probably that's where I put money.
Yeah, it's 11. Answering Flip Van Der Donk. Okay. It's 11:46 p.m. over here. Another big thing, though, Vargul, is the fact that we're congregating. Like, everybody seems to be congregating. Like, we started off the show talking about an Xbox player who wanted people to add him so he could have people to play with. There's civilizations all over the place. There's people wanting to be involved in that. Is a big thing that people are doing in No Man's Sky at the moment, and have been for quite a while, is seeking each other out, congregating. And I think that's the theme for Beyond, other than VR, as I think they are going to finalize building colonies and hubs for us. And I think there's going to be added building that is going to give us the opportunity to make our own, I hate to say it, our own cities.
Oh, he said the C word, guys. Oh, darn it. No, I mean, I kind of agree with you, brother. It's, we've been, the conversation's been brought up and the conversation's been had on past subcasts, what's it going to take to where No Man's Sky is going to be self-sustaining, where it's going to become a game that stands on its legs, that it's not a game where we're looking update to update to update to where we actually play the game. And I'm going to tell you, it's been my experience with civilizations and the community of the game. That, people that get involved in these communities and people get involved in these civilizations and get involved in these chat rooms and stuff like that are coming together and sharing discoveries and talking and of similar likes and stuff in the game. That's the people that play the game daily in between the updates. And I think when Hello Games puts a feature or adds to the civilization and the community of the game, I think that's going to become the point where the game stands on its own 2 feet, where we're not looking for the next update.
I agree. I do agree. And like I've said, and I think Vargul will agree with me, if they follow what Boundless did, we will not be waiting update for update. I promise you.
Yeah,
I agree.
I would agree with that.
What's up with Boundless? I don't even know.
Boundless just introduced farming.
Oh my!
Wow.
Yeah, that was a big thing. So that just came out a few days ago. So PC as well, too, I think. But that's a whole nother story because I don't know that. Really.
All it needs is that we will be, we'll still be excited for updates. But when you have the Boundless play format, Boundless gives people, you never know what's going to happen. You never know what's going to be built. You can build cities together. You have your own stores. You can go on hunting parties. It's a real world, and it's a fun world. And if that just gets ported over into No Man's Sky and they do the same thing, I guarantee you it'll have the legs it needs to stand on, so that way it's not living update to update for everybody. People are still going to want variation and things like that. Don't get me wrong. And that's what we will be longing for. But as far as being bored, I think it'll take a lot for us to be bored if they implement Boundless type features.
Yeah. Well, I think at this point, I think Sean Murray even made the statement that he thought next was going to be the last massive, large scale update to the game. Mm-hmm. And then he said that they would always kind of add downloadable content, little patches here or little tweaks there, or, add bits and pieces of content, but I think they're really trying to push to get the game to that point, so they don't have to sink so much time into continuously developing it. They can put their focus toward other ambitions they've gotten. I'm not going to say that they're never going to just write off No Man's Sky. I think they'll always come back and revisit and add, minor updates game here and there, as long as there's consistent playability within the game. As long as the community is still driven to play the game, as long as there's still interest there. But yeah, I think they want. I think just as bad as the community wants it, I think they want No Man's Sky to kind of stand on it, so they can go on to other projects.
No, I agree, and they do have something big on their plate that they are working on. So at some point in time, they're going to have all hands on deck for that big title that they're working on. It's being claimed as being more ambitious than No Man's Sky. When that happens, like Sean Murray said, that they're going to keep updating the game as long as they're creatively motivated to keep doing so. And they said that making skin packs does not make them creatively motivated. Here's my suggestion to that. When they get to that point where they need to move all their attention towards this new game and they don't feel creatively passionate about making different exosuit types or different helmets and things like that, hire a couple of people that love doing that are passionate about making those things, and just let them make those and release them every so often. Once we get all the big updates done and over with, hire two people that are passionate and love doing that, and let them do that.
Yeah, because I think the player base still kind of likes that. It even though they don't see it as being necessarily fun or even challenging to the game, to the development of the game, the community still likes that. And I think the reason why is because it allows the player to be personal with their avatar. It personalizes their avatar, the direct representation of who they are in the game. And they like, color motifs or, dyes for new weapon styles, going out and finding that perfect S-class ship because it's got a certain look or feel to it. They like that. Players like that kind of thing.
That's the whole thing that ties into player progression and loot and visual progression. Visual progression is a huge thing in almost every game, and I love those like community events where you go and actually work towards something and then be able to get something out of it that shows that you've progressed. Like you having like the even you having like the Corvax helmet. That's the one I have equipped with the 3 lines down there or whatever. That's the one I still have on. It's my favorite one. Having that shows that you interacted with the community events. You played the game. You've progressed, and that's something that isn't the only way you've been able to show progression is through like what kind of ship you have, or multi-tool, or a freighter, and a lot of that isn't necessarily progression, because you could jump from a C class and then just happen to find an S class and boom, you've got it. That's not really progression. It really just comes down to luck at that point. But being able to get the items from the community day events and then get those visual customization options is a really cool form of keeping players playing, because it lets them be different from everybody else, or have or just personalize yourself. And visual progression is huge in games, and I think it's no different with No Man's Sky. I would love things like that. It doesn't have to be, and this is kind of the thing I was talking with somebody about recently, I can't remember, but if they were just to introduce like a bunch of new things you could buy. I think I was having the conversation of, what do we spend units on? Right. And people are saying, well, what if they just add a bunch of cool customization options that you can purchase with units? I'm like, well, that really wouldn't work, because so many people have units saved up already. They would be able to buy everything and it'd be done. I feel like if they were to introduce those kind of visual changes, there would have to be something tied to it, like you go do something and then you progressively unlock the option to purchase those with units. because then it feels like you're doing something to acquire them rather than you just buying them with your billions of units that you've saved up over the course of the 4 years the game, or 3 years the game's been out. Because if they were just introduced things you could buy with Glimmer, people would buy everything with Glimmer in an hour, and then that entire experience would be done already. Anyway, that's my 2 cents there. Sorry.
Okay, so look, I remember way back when I played Quest Online, and one of the most impressive things that I saw in that game was when I would see players wielding their epic, right? And this epic weapon was it was a chain quest that would take months and months to complete because, of spawn times for NPCs that they had to fight to get a specific item to drop, to take that item, to go turn it in, and it trigger another quest, and so on. So I understand the whole, and I agree. Should I call you Lutastic or just Jared?
Yeah, you could either way. Just Jared is usually easier with people. So
call him just Lutastic.
Just Jared.
Loot Jared was brought up in chat. I don't know how I didn't think about Loot Jared. That sounds great.
Yeah, it does.
But I agree with just Jared. I think the visual, there's a lot to be said with visual progression, and you understand what that character, that player, had to go through to get whatever it is that he's got equipped on him. The other thing that I think is really cool, and Guild Wars 2 did it bitchin', is that they had a die system, right? And so you would go out on these adventures, these quests and stuff, and then every once in a while, you would have a rare drop off of a creature or a mob, and it would be a jar of die, and it would be green or blue or red or yellow, whatever. But you could use those dyes to either dye your primary color or your secondary color or your tertiary color, and you could customize the color and look of the armor that your character wore. We already have to, well, we don't have to, but we choose to. We go on excavations where we go to ancient ruins and we dig up old relics, but those relics it's just vendor track, we sell it. Well, what if in those ancient ruins or points of interest was places that we can find really rare items like that enables us to dye our multi-tool or change the color of our suit or dye certain sections of our exocraft or our ship, but because then your character then you feel like you're doing something of substance within the game. You have this, right? And as you collect all these different colors, these dyes, it's a representation of all the trials that you've gone in the game, I guess is what I'm saying. You've earned all that, you know what I mean?
Well, and I've got to disagree just a little bit on that, because the customization on it is, and it's a great idea, and don't get me wrong, if we get it, I love it. But I know a guy named Lava Lamps that has found I know he's up in the 40s right now in S-Class multi-tool locations between Alien and Experimental. I remember when I found one of the multi-tools that we couldn't find on PC on stream one night, I was ecstatic. That was probably one of the funnest nights I've had in a long, long time, running across that really, really, really rare S-Class multi-tool location. And I mean, I think that discovery aspect of the game is something that we're going to need to keep in the game, or that I would sorely miss if it got replaced with customization.
Well, and I use customization. It doesn't have to. I agree with you, Sword. It doesn't have to be customization. But I'm assuming you purchased that multi-tool, right?
Oh yeah, I actually had that multi-tool on all my PS4 saves, or most of my PS4 saves, and when I came to PC, I was so gutted that was the only multi-tool out of all the ones that he had found that we didn't have a PC location on.
So, do you think it would be more rewarding if you had to fight the multi-tool?
Well, I mean, basically, most people went with me on that journey. It took me 4 hours of checking minor settlements to find it in S-Class.
Right.
And that journey and that experience, I'll remember then from now on.
See, but the thing with that is most people don't see that as exciting gameplay. And I think that's where the argument comes in, because that's just monotonous gameplay.
Well, in all fairness to Sword, though, doing your epic quest in EverQuest 1, the original EverQuest that came out, was monotonous because you would literally sit at a camp where creatures would spawn, and you'd pull mob after mob after mob after mob, and you'd do it for hours on end.
Yeah, I guess
one item drop.
I guess that's the same thing I was just explaining. So I apologize, Sword, because it's essentially the same thing when you play any loot game. You just do the same thing over and over and over and over and over, and hope for a different outcome, and hope that your luck has changed. So it's really the same thing, where you just do the same thing over and over and over, hoping that the S class will show up or whatever. So I guess it is the same. It's kind of weird to.
Well, I mean,
if I could just
go ahead.
Okay. Yeah.
It was just a different perspective in gameplay. I think a lot of people gravitate toward No Man's Sky because it is such a chill game and relaxed game, and it's for some people it's therapy, right? But I mean, for others who want to see a little more excitement in the game, I think there's a little bit of lack of thereof, because there's no real threat. There is no real true statistical player progression outside of frigate mission,
I'd like to say something on this topic. It doesn't agree or disagree with anything that's been mentioned. It's just sharing what I do. The way I play the game is like I'm living out a story of my character. So if I want to go to another planet, I do. If I don't, I don't. But wherever my travels take me, if I end up happening to pass by a settlement, I'll land and I'll check out a multi-tool. But I won't go out of my way to check multiple multi-tools in multiple locations. And that way, when I doing it that way, just living out the story, just playing the story, letting it unfold naturally, I did run across an Alien S-Class 24-slot multi-tool. That is one of the most memorable experiences I have in the game because of that.
That's a very good something you brought up. That's exactly the same kind of way I was, because I'm still not really into the whole like finding S-Class multi-tools and Alien S-Class multi-tools, but I got into that when I just happened to come across one and happened to stop at a settlement, and it happened to be an Alien multi-tool, and that was right after Next dropped. It was the first time I ever found Alien S-Class ever. Or it wasn't Alien, it was the other science experimental S-Class.
Experimental.
Yeah. That was what I came across, and I was like, I remember, and I was like, this is, and I still remember, I haven't played No Man's Sky in a while, I still remember I named it Murray's Muscle, after Sean Murray. And and I remember that, and then as soon as I found that, I was like, wow, this is really cool, and then I kind of got the feeling like, maybe I want to actively search these out, because, from that experience, whereas before, I see people all the time saying, yeah, I looked for 12 hours going from settlement to settlement. I'm like, that doesn't sound like fun to me at all. Right. But now when I found one, I was like, it'd be really cool to share the coordinates, which is what I did, to the system, because it was in I can't remember exactly where it was, because I think I found an experimental S-Class in the space station, and then I found one an experimental S-Class on a planet, and I shared the coordinates. I was telling people about it. I was like, this is really cool, maybe this will be something I do, whereas I just look for S-Class multi-tools and then share them with people and like create like a list of all these different coordinates where you can find S-Class multi-tools and things like that.
Well, I mean, twos, like, there's people that post daily in the Reddit No Man's Sky coordinates exchange, different ships, different freighter locations, different multi-tool locations, and it's not about the effort being put into it isn't about, trying to find different multi-tools all the time. It's being the guy that found that really, really cool looking blue multi-tool, that really, really cool looking black Starship, the really rare stuff out there in the game that you don't see every day. And a lot of the time, it's like, especially like with me, when Cobra posted up my farms back in Atlas Rises, it was so awesome to log into my game and see 2 or 3 combos every other day popping up from people that come by and harvested that farm, and that's what a lot of people do it for, is to share their discoveries with the rest of the community. And it's really interesting and gratifying at the same time when you find that perfect multi-tool, or that perfect ship, or put up a huge farm to help a newer player get started in the game, that they leave that combo saying thanks for the find, or thanks for the location on this.
Anyway, thanks for letting me join in on the... I totally agree with you, Sword. Sorry, I gotta go. So,
no problem, buddy. No problem.
Thanks for letting me join in, Cobra.
It's been a pleasure having you on, JJ.
Yeah, I'll be back again. So I mean, freaking Beyond's got to be around the corner. I mean, when does summer end?
That's what I was saying today.
I mean, September's going to be rough if they push it to then, because there's so much stuff.
It's not going to go past the anniversary date.
There's so there's a lot. September's going to be a tough month for me on my channel. There's so many loot games dropping in September. Like, I don't got time, but I can't wait for VR. That's mainly last thing I'll say. Okay. Last thing I'll say is VR. I think if they don't add anything to like exploration or variation, I think VR is going to change the game when it comes to exploration. If they don't add anything, because just jumping in VR, like every time I talk about it, I still get chills. Just jumping into VR and just looking at, even if it's the same stuff or the same, relatively close to what we've seen before, VR is going to blow the exploration out of the water, especially underwater in VR.
Oh, man, dude,
this is gonna be some creepy stuff. I feel like I'm gonna get jump scared underwater if it's VR because of those huge creatures, how big they can get now. Yeah, it's gonna be good.
I 100% agree with you. You hit the nail on the head, Jared.
Speaking of VR, for those of us who...
I'll talk to you guys later.
Okay.
Take care, just Jared.
See you, JJ.
After you talk about VR, I've got a few things to say about VR as well. But first, before you go, I want to thank Panda Poopy for the donation there in the super chat, saying, "Cobra, thank you. You know why? Wink, wink. I do, buddy. I do. We'll get it to you. No problem, buddy." So 07 to that Cobra in the chat. All right, go ahead, bud.
All right, yeah, so for those of us who haven't played VR, I'm thinking about getting it for the Beyond update, but the only reason why I hesitate is I'm not sure how the controls work. Is it easy to learn? Does No Man's Sky have a built-in interface that shows you what the controls would be if you're using VR?
Okay, yeah, there is... Many games utilize the controllers differently, but every game has a very good tutorial to let you know what to do.
And that's for PC as well, right?
Yeah, it'll be for PC as well.
Okay.
Here's what I want to say about VR, and this is mostly talking to you, Sword. Now, here's where I stand on the VR aspect. It's going to change the game more than you think. As far as streaming, I probably won't be streaming it in VR. I'll be playing it on pancake style, right? I don't think that streaming it in VR is going to be any different than you guys being able to see it if I'm playing it on a flat screen, right? And so when I stream it, I won't be streaming it in VR. Now, VR, Sword, is not an easy thing to sell because you can't look at videos and understand why people are freaking out. It does not look the same to you in VR. You cannot show people what it looks like on a video on YouTube or a commercial or an ad. That's why most of the VR commercials show somebody on the screen like a human freaking out. Like the commercial for No Man's Sky Beyond VR has a guy literally in the video, a person. It cannot be explained to you and within words. People kept telling me, Cobra, you got to try it. Cobra, you got to try it. I put the thing on my head for the very first time, and I played Battle Arena and I played Star Child. When I sat inside the cockpit in Battle Arena, my mind was so tricked that why can't I reach out and touch that knob? Why is it not there? It messes with your reality. It messes with your brain. When you look in real life and you see a cup in front of you, you know what's in front of you and you know what's behind it. VR is the same way. If anybody in the chat can help me explain it better, please do so, because there's no way to explain it. You have to experience it in order to know why this is a big deal for No Man's Sky.
It's like logically, you're thinking, I know I'm standing here or sitting here in my house. I know that logically, right? But at the same time, visually, you're being placed in a virtual world, and because you can see it, and because you can look into it, and you have 360-degree rotation, there's a certain part of your mind that is thinking, well, I could really be here at this point in time.
Immersion.
Total immersion.
My son plays this mouse game. It's a third-person game, but in the beginning of the game, you start out in a church, and there's this book in front of you, right? Well, he had gone to bed, and he had it on the main part where you start in the church, and I thought, okay, I'm going to go over and put this on and play around in VR. I was going to play something like Star Child, and I put it on, and I was inside this church, and I remember just sitting there, and just all of a sudden, whatever tense and stress feelings I had were completely melted away. I was in this most relaxing setting that I've ever could have dreamed of, in this beautiful church, and the sun shining in with the ray tracing, or whatever you want to call it, the sunbeams coming in from the window. You could hear birds outside. There was little dust particles in the air, and I sat there on my couch, and I didn't play a single thing. I just sat there, and I was immediately relaxed. I was immediately calm. It did not feel like I was in my living room anymore. I was completely transported into a relaxing setting that made my brain think that I was gone from my living room.
I will say this, and I'm still on the fence about it. I'm not going to commit to nothing just yet, but I will say this. I have been saving up for a 2080 Ti for my PC, and I'm kicking around the idea of, instead of doing that, postponing it and doing the VR.
Do this.
That's a tough choice for me.
Find a place that you could rent it or buy it with a refund. Buy it somewhere that will allow you to refund it. Buy it on PS4. And your kids will enjoy it. Now, it's worth having even if you don't want to use it for No Man's Sky, because the games and stuff that are on it will blow your mind. Buy it, test it. I promise. I'll bet you $100 you won't want to take it back.
You know, when I checked out Star Child, because I demoed it, I had a friend bought over his VR set, and I got to experience it for the first time. And then I was blown away. I was floored. I had no idea what I was about to get into. I played Star Child for the first time. By all rights, that game is a platform. Star Child is if you did not have the VR headset, by all rights, it would be a two-dimensional game. It's a platforming game. But as soon as I put the VR headset on, it took that 2D platforming game, which it still was a kind of a game, but it had 3D visuals. In other words, if I lean forward in my chair, I could look around walls and pillars, and I could see down before my character even got to it. It took that 2D experience and turned it into an almost partial 3D experience. it was trippy. It was the strangest feeling.
Yeah, Sword, you're not putting a TV screen in front of your eyes. That's not what's happening. You have actual 3D effects, which means things look like they're actually in front of other things. And that you can reach out and touch them, and you literally get so confused why you can't feel it.
Well, and like I said, if I do go the VR, I'm probably going to go PSVR just because I got young children or teenagers that will want to play on the VR that's not allowed to be on my PC. So
it sounds like I'm trying to invite you into a cult, but I'm not.
It's not a cult. It's not a cult, guys.
It's just one of those things that when you hear someone, they're like, "Nah, don't want it." You know they would, but it's so hard to, because that I know a lot of people that go, well, I'll watch a couple of videos. Like, you can't do that. You can't see what they're seeing. You can't experience what it's like. It just looks like a regular video game on YouTube. It doesn't look like.
And that's what I thought I was getting into when I first put the headset on. I was like, oh, okay, well, that's cool. Then I can turn with my head. Big deal. That'll be cool. I don't have to worry about it on my controller. No. It wasn't that. It was. Oh man, it's like a motion. It's like the only thing I can compare it to would be like if you went to Disneyland and you rode Star Tours, or you did one of those motion rides like Star Trek: The Experience or something like that. You're in the game. You're
plugged in.
It's
the
like
game. Matrix.
Yes, you without the sensation of touch, you're literally in the game, dude. It's just crazy. It's the coolest shit. Sorry, Cobra.
No,
it's cool.
It's okay. That curse word isn't as bad as all the cold stuff in the chat.
But, I mean, yeah. I mean, don't get me wrong. I'm just an old school gamer that likes the flat screen stuff. I mean, and don't get me wrong. I'm going to.
You've gone into the PC realm very expensively.
Yeah.
So don't call yourself old school.
Go buy the PSVR and just try the Eve Valkyrie, and then you'll know why it makes sense.
Eve Valkyrie's good. Star Child. I know it sounds weird because it's a third-person game, but it felt like I stuck my head into like another dimension, another world, and these spiders were crawling around my head, and I'm sitting there looking at them. I was constantly repeating, how did they do this? How is this possible? How am I seeing what I'm seeing? It doesn't make any sense. Like, this looks more real than real life.
I'm almost willing to bet if like you went to like a Target or a GameStop or something, they may even have one to demo.
I wouldn't suggest that because you're not in a comfortable environment, and it might be dirty, scratched, or it needs to be in your living room where you can relax and adjust it to where it's not blurry, because there's a lot of you got to adjust it to your face.
Now I got a friend, real life friend that's got the PSVR, and what my plan was after Beyond updated is to catch him on a Saturday and just take my copy of No Man's Sky over, update onto his PlayStation, and play on the VR and get a feel of it and see if it's something I'm more like.
It's going to be something you like. I bet you $100.
Oh yeah. Only thing is getting him to let me download No Man's Sky. He's not a fan of it, so.
Oh.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Hey, Cobra.
Yeah, buddy.
I found Cobra's cottage.
Oh, you see it?
Yeah.
Yeah, I went back in and I uploaded it.
Thank you. That's pretty cool.
Now, Funny Imp said had a good comment earlier when y'all was talking to me about VR. It says Cobra talking me into VR is like me talking him into PC playing.
Yeah, I see that. Yep. Guys, we're going to be closing it down. It's been awesome having you guys on the show. You guys are all amazing. Thank you so much for coming on.
Thank you for having us and having the show.
Oh
Most
yeah,
definitely.
I look forward to the show every week.
And thank you guys out there in YouTube land for the 99 likes on the stream, guys. What an awesome job.
Thank you so much, guys. Next Friday, we're probably going to have the show super early. Maybe 6 or 7 o'clock is when we're going to start, because for the next 2 weeks, I got to work 6 days. So I don't think I'm getting Friday off. So we're going to have to do the show right before I go to work. Other than that, what I do ask the cult members here in the Cult of the Atlas... wait, I didn't do that right. And the Cult of the Atlas is, whenever you see Sword streaming, harass him about VR.
Ah, nice. Nice. And I do want to make one real quick announcement, guys. Next week, for a Cobra TV community project, it's going to be Discord related, guys. We were talking earlier today, and I think the topic of next week, or not the topic of the subcast, but the topic of the screenshots you're seeing rolling through on the subcast currently with the black holes, is we want to see y'all's best mega fauna, the tallest, biggest, largest fauna y'all can get screenshots of. Put your name with the photo, if you can edit that in, post it in the screenshots in the Cobra TV Discord, and have them put up on the gallery during the subcast, guys.
Yeah. One more thing before we go. I almost forgot. Whew, and I really want to show this on the screen. A real life exosuit. From... Who in the heck was it? Not Jay's Spot. Knife Fight Academy.
Yeah.
All right. You guys have got to see this. Hopefully you stuck around for this. Let me go ahead and get the display up. There we go.
Check this Cobra out.
So these are pictures of a real exosuit. Now, just wait. It gets so much better. It gets so much better. So there's one picture there. Here's another picture. It's the chest piece, the mask, and then it has the jetpack, which we're going to get to down here. Check that out. That jetpack right there. And then here's another shot of it from the back. Look how close to detail that is. I don't know how he did this.
Lots and lots of work.
Here's another one. I love the don't panic right there. Oh, that is so amazing.
Wow.
Well, that's intense.
It is. It's so cool. And then here's like...
Did you notice the Hello Games logo in the chest piece?
Yep. And then here's some of the stickers and stuff like that. He's got the wear sticker on the suit as well. And here's a video. Let's see if we can take a look at this video here. Check this out. It's got the multi-tool, the flashlight. It's got the lights all around it. It is so freaking awesome. How cool would it be to own this and know that you created this?
I wish I was that creative.
Look at the don't panic inside the chest piece. That is freaking awesome.
That's a trip. Boy, someone's got some time vested in that.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. And the lights, you can't even see the source of the lights because they're recessed. It's so awesome.
Oh yeah, RGB makes it 30% faster.
Oh, that is super cool, man. Super cool. Don't panic. If I owned something like that, I would wear it when I played No Man's Sky.
Oh my goodness, wouldn't you?
Yeah.
I would wear that to the grocery store. I'd hop out the car at the gas station.
I would wear that to the grocery store.
Wow. What eyes the eggs on, ma'am?
So big shout out to Knife Fight Academy. That was absolutely amazing, dude. Thank you so much.
That's awesome, dude.
All right, so I think that's it, guys. We're going to go ahead and close it down. Thank you so much for coming out to tonight's show. For everybody that called in, for everybody that showed up and chatted in the chat. Man, my sentences are just awesome, aren't they? And for liking the stream, sharing it out, and big shout out to Facebook. We do stream over there, but I always forget that I'm streaming there because I think that I'm only streaming to YouTube. And big shout out to Twitch, which I know some people do show up, but they don't chat anymore because I don't respond because I haven't seen the chat room in decades, man. For a long time, I have not seen the chat room. But I do appreciate the people that do show up over there on Twitch. We'll keep streaming over there. It's just it's all linked together and just one button, so we'll keep streaming everywhere. But I will see you guys next Friday. Plus, we're going to be having uploads throughout the week. If you would like to support the show and get something in return for supporting the show, there is the Teespring links down below in the description. And Teespring actually gives a good amount of the sale to the creators. So, not like Redbubble. Redbubble's a horrible company. In my opinion. That's just an opinion. I don't need Redbubble suing me.
Put the disclaimer in.
Yeah. That's just an opinion. That's a review. I'm just reviewing Redbubble. But Teespring is amazing. And so if you'd like to donate and actually have something in return, there's Cobra TV shirts. There's even discreet Cobra TV shirts where there's like a little tiny logo on the left-hand side. So you don't have to walk around with some big Cobra TV logo on the chest if you don't want to. But
now let me ask you this, brother. Who wouldn't want Cobra TV across their chest? Come on, dude. I mean, seriously. Go get your shirt now.
All right, guys. Thank you so much for showing up. I'll see everybody in the next video, guys.
Take care.
Peace, guys.
Have a good week.
Bye, everybody. Until next time.